How true.
That looks like it's working now. Alrighty, good catch. Weird that my settings sort of got reset there from my input device, but that looks like it's working now, which is cool. Should probably do the same for the desktop. Okay, that should be at least decent now. Perfect, perfect. Glad to get that confirmation from you, Julio. How's your day going, man? Busy? Okay. Let's hop over here and basically execute character change. We would have, let's see here. So what we want to do is spawn actor from class would be fine. And which class would that be? That would be Vance. Yeah, PGB underscore Vance. So it is the appropriate child class for spawning. Let's move this up over here. Still on the mend. Are you still sick? On the mend is not a phrase I am familiar with. Alright, we for sure. From here we want to possess this actor. How odd. Ah, man, that sucks. It's your sinuses, right? Some sort of sinus sickness you have? I'm gonna break the, split the struct pin, and probably should get the actor location of the main character. So PGV main. Let's get actor location. So this is definitely our, I think, get actor transform. This might be better. And you know what? I'm going to recombine the struct pin and use the transform. That way we get our rotation facing the correct way. A collision override, we should always spawn. Very interesting. Now that I think about this, perhaps we can just have one NPC protagonist actor and switch the static mesh and dialogue appropriately. We may not need to have two, because they're both going to be doing the exact same thing for the most part. Okay, let's see here. Destroy actor. So I kind of want to destroy the actor and create a new one for this guy to possess. Or sorry, for the player to possess. Let me turn this off. This is what I'm looking for. So the targeted pawn, or the in pawn, would be here, and the target controller is the player controller. Because we're destroying this actor, we won't be able to get the transform unless we grab it first. So I think what we'll have to do is promote this to a variable. That's bizarre. And I can just make a transform variable here, that's fine. We'll call this current player transform. And what we want to do is set this variable with the active transform data, and then we'll attempt to destroy it, spawn our new one at that same location, or at the same transform, and then possess it. You know what? That actually might be a bit weird. Actually, it shouldn't be weird at all. The interaction would end. We'll see what happens. There's probably some factors I have not thought of yet with regards to, you know, things that aren't accounted for, really. Julio, I have a question. Do you think that this migraine, this sinus infection, is the source of all your migraines? Because I remember you had migraines like on and off again, like for a while. Well, you know, I'll set this up through here. We'll go possess. What I want to do is almost like with loading into different levels. What I want to do is create some black ins and black outs, just so it's not a jarring teleport. So I'm going to go to our game instance, just so I can find that reference code. Move that to my other monitor. And Unreal wants me to check this out because I moved the blueprint space. Let's see here. Let's paste this in. Create transition widget. Definitely do that. Add to viewport. And I'm probably going to want a delay. I'm just going to paste it because I have it open. And after we possess, we want to grab the exit animation. Turn on context sensitive. Isn't there an exit? Or end? Exit animation, perfect. And the playback speed of that will be, we'll just leave it at the default of 1. Okay, I guess we'll try that out. Okay. Yeah, like a goof, like a goof. I chose the wrong character. I mean, if this is Maya, we should be switching to Maya, right? Um, Yep, and the dialogue and widget and everything is kind of broken, but we have control of our character, which is cool. Definitely cool. One thing we want to do is probably end the interaction immediately. Well, it's a bit weird because we delay. We're going to have to end interaction here. But we want everything to leave screen right when this comes to viewport. Well, I've got paired with someone on Watch Me Work, which is cool. Yeah, I'm trying up the Watch Me Work streaming again now that I got my new computer stable. So I wonder if those dings will get annoying, or else I may have to mute them. We shall see. The sitting mechanics. Hey, Witchy, sorry, just for your comments. I believe there might be a development stream with sitting. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I know that we had it working, and I could show you, but sort of improved on the parent class of the interaction actors, and now the sitting does not work because the way the parent class was set up is now different from the bench child class interaction actors. So unfortunately, I can't just show you on the fly. But what aspect with it is giving you the trouble? Okay, so we need to get the dialog box set up. We have the reference here. I have to hide this. I guess we could remove from parent. That's fine as well. Could do something like this. Let's test that out. Cool. Clone. Menu's all working correct. Looks like the core functionality of the character is fine. Looks good. Oh, you know what? On this menu, I didn't build out keyboard functionality. No. Okay. I need to turn on my controller here. Let's get back here. Close out of there. Okay, that's cool. Let's test out the interactions. So what's weird is we're still locked on speak. In a super strange way. If I hit spacebar, let's try that again. I see. So when we remove from parent, or not even, when we call this, Yeah, we do dialog box destruct, event child, event execute. That might not be needed anymore, but I'll keep it for now. Set up the collision boxes, and now you're lost, eh? Interesting. Yeah, I guess it depends on how you want. Is it an overlap interaction, or once you're within range of the collision box, you can execute a sitting action? It depends. I mean, either way, um, the way I had it set up was I would create the animation, I believe, for the skeletal mesh of the character to animate into the sitting pose, and then I would play that animation on the interaction, and then I think I turned off the collision for the character. I can't exactly remember, but it's just a little bit of like fine tuning or troubleshooting between those few variables. Okay, let me see here now. Maybe you don't want to remove this from parent just yet. Perhaps we can just set visibility, and we just set it to hidden. Whoops. Okay. Uh, hmm. Don't love that. Destroy actor. Let's see here. Okay, when we destroy the dialog box, we add the signifier widget to viewport again, which isn't wrong. So talk to her. If we hit never mind, yeah, it works fine. How interesting. I feel like we have to. If this proves to be annoying, still, we'll have to create this main bit of functionality on the parent class of the player character, and then execute from there, which may be better ultimately, because we probably want to. So I believe if we immediately end this interaction, this will stop executing. But I think we have to stop the interaction before we execute, or sorry, before we destroy the character actor. I believe that's the conflict. Just break everything. Oh no, it works. Well, kind of. Now we just have no signifier for interaction. How bizarre. This works, right? No. Does nothing works. Oh, I know why. Okay, so it's cool that this works. Let me comment this out. Actually, you know what? I think if I'm gonna work in sort of like a future-proof way, I think we would have to set this up on the parent class. Um, hey, positive 3D, how's it going? The one in the world. Oh, sorry, just reading the comments now. Yeah, so you were asking, positive 3D was asking, you are destroying and making a new one. Why not just possess the one that is in the world? The reason for that is that um, the character, the NPC version of our main character, the way I have it built right now is that it's not the same one that the player would possess. It's stripped down in terms of functionality because the blueprint is kind of. I mean, it's pretty intense. I don't know if it's a good idea to use it. I'm thinking about it now. If we were to use the same one, we would have to add in some interaction boxes for the player character. Yeah, basically, it's sort of like empty pawn just for talking and doing the few functions that we need it to do, like manage inventory, switch characters, or like remind the player what's going on in the main mission structure. So it's like kind of supporting NPC stuff. But the challenge here, or not a challenge, but one of the yeah, shoot, I'll call it challenges. One of the factors that need to be accounted for is, well, just for example, if we look at the game instance, it has a reference to the main character, and if we are switching characters, that would break those references. It would search for the other one and not have it, which is why I'm thinking of uh, having some additional functions afterwards where we would have to reset up those references. Yes, positive 3D, we do have a base class for all playable characters. I totally agree with you, but I believe when we destroy the current the current pawn, and create a new one to possess, it's actually we have to reestablish those references. I think I could be wrong. This is a explorative exercise for me. So we have our main character reference here, and what I want to do is I think whoops, switch character. I created a new function on the parent class that I think would be much better, because then we could just execute right to here. We set the HUD to hidden, add a delay for the viewport, fade in, and then we can call this function. And all of this stuff I will copy, or I guess cut would be better. And over here we have positive 3. Very good point. Very good point. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I think they all do use that base reference, if I'm going to be honest. Very rarely have we ever set up a cast and reference for Vance or Maya specifically, unless it was specific to those characters' attributes for skills and things like that. Yeah, end interaction should not be here. And after transform, we could set up a enumerator here for active character. We'll call this desired pawn. see that our parent class is a C++ one? Yes, I think so. This opens in Visual Studio. I'm not an expert in C++. Destroy actor. Whoops. Definitely forgot that important detail. Oh, we're stuck. What happened? We're nobody. Yes, Julio is correct. Okay, so um, kind of works, but I'm gonna have to do some preview in viewport so that I can quickly assess the interaction and what's actually happening here. I use this debug view on my other monitor. So quickly Alt Tab and so what's happening here is that we're failing these checks. Most likely because these references are not maintained, I want to say. I want to try something. So if we go to the NPC characters blueprint, we have this main character reference here, and I believe it is set with a reference on begin play to our main character. So because we have that reference to the parent, perhaps instead of calling the event on the parent and destroying it, what happens if we call to cast to PGV cast a PGV advance switch to character. Oh, So, this is probably going to have the exact same result now that I think about it. It's a function that is built. And keep this on my other monitor here. I'll debug my police officer this time. Yep, that's working correctly here. Hooray! I think I forgot to do something important. That would be it. Yeah. Same result. Same result. Oh, I'll try that positive 3D. I will definitely try that right now. Let's make some space here. Something like this, I suppose. And I'll move this back over here for debugging. I'll have to add that animation sound effect onto this actor parent at some point. Okay, let's try this out. An alternative would be to just reload the level, because everything is established on begin play. That might have its own complications, though. What to do, what to do. You could do like a blueprint to blueprint communication with like some way to reestablish the links, to recast and capture the references. With blueprint interfaces or event dispatchers, maybe. That is a good tip, Positive 3D. I do that from time to time as well. Personally, I love graph paper. But that aside, just trying to determine, is it better for us to just reload the level with the new character set? Or would it be better to... I'm just gonna play around here and decide what to do. So we have this switch character function. If I look at my main character, switch character function, where are we here? We could do cast to get, or sorry, I think I have a reference to game instance. I should. Character in play. If we set this to Maya, just as a test, because we're just executing from here. So instead of spawning that actor and possessing it and destroying it, we could just grab the, whoops, interesting. Let's do PGV game mode. And we'll do is, oh, I'm a goof. It's all in the game instance. Level travel, and I'm just going to set the same one. That spawn location will be set to none. And if we take a look at this function, we have is loading, new spawn location, and open. I do have a Discord. Just don't sign in all the time. Oh, I don't even know if I have it on my new computer. I don't. I think there's a web browser version of Discord. Hold on. I do have a Discord to answer your question. Sorry, I just got a semi-important text message I need to respond to. Just want to make sure everything is okay. Oh, Jesus. Oh, very true. Positive 3D. We actually should. You're right. It's free, so definitely would be a worthwhile resource, especially for collaboration and all that other good stuff. You are right. You know, I'll make a note of that to do today. Okay, where were we here in the tutorial? Sorry about that. Distracting phone call. Switch to desired pawn Maya, and on the main character we set that on the game instance and travel to the new level. Oh, right. Right. Okay. What we should do here is, I believe, to set this because it's working off of the game mode. See if I can remember this correctly. Okay. Oh. I see. I see. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really sure the best way to do the switching. I mean, we can create a new actor and possess it fairly easily, but we lose reference to all of the. Where can I demonstrate this? Like our interaction actors on begin play, they create a reference to the currently played pawn and set a reference to it, which is great. But when we destroy that actor to, or destroy that pawn to possess the new character, it doesn't have the reference that was set here. I was thinking of having a, I don't know. I think, let me do some experimentation. Custom events, let's do some, let's just leave it like that. That also crossed my mind too. the game instance and game mode references can still be set on begin play because that would not change. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to deal with one problem at a time. Let's try that out the positive 3D way. I don't think we need this. All we should need, I believe, and let's just create some space. That should solve that. Just want to make sure that this function is now doing what it's supposed to. Let's see, destroy actor. Definitely want to do that. And then a new actor from class. Whoops. I want to make sure I grab the right one here. Probably wise. Void will be fine, and collision. Try to adjust but always spawn. Oh, and forgot the most important step. Just reading the comments now. just finished reading your comments, Positive 3D. Sorry about that. What am I missing here? Definitely feels as though I'm missing something. Hmm. I guess it doesn't like the select node. How bizarre. I'll make it dynamic later. Hey, Jacoby. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Where are we here? Okay. Cool, we made a clone. And we get our interaction, which is sweet. That took so long. There probably are a few other references similar to the interactions. We definitely have to do the same on the interact tier 1, where we can set up the main reference. Thanks. It's all thanks to you, Positive 3D. Great insight. That's awesome. You're making your multiplayer game? That's so cool. Um, yeah, multiplayer is something I am kind of scared to dabble with, to be honest. I just want to do that on the Interact Tier 0 as well. One thing I have to do is set up this on our conversational type. Yeah, it should have no problems now. Cool. Okay. Nice. Traveling is working, I believe. Let's see. Not really. Transform back to the other character. And I believe that is because the game mode defaults are for Advance. Just before getting to that, I want to check if we can just create a new function for, or I made a new custom event. Try to zoom in so we can actually see what's going on here. Alright, toggle visuals. I want to change the mesh. Set skeletal mesh, and we want to select that mesh. Based on the active character enumerator, and hook that up here. We'll use that for now. This would have to be a bit more dynamic of an instruction, but for now, we'll just keep it simple. On begin play, we will toggle visuals and set it to whichever character we're not playing. Yeah, I can imagine positive 3D. The complications would be much, much more in a multiplayer scenario. How bizarre. And let's move this over here. So after the switch takes place, well, kind of works. Leave that for now. Let's experiment with involving traveling as well. Now, let's make a quick note on my to-do list here before I forget. For level traveling, I have to verify data preservation during level travel. So inside of our game mode, right, inside of game mode we have all of our defaults. Turn off default advance. Default pawn class. I wonder. Before I test that out, let's just make sure it'll work if I manually set this. Okay, so should have worked. Let's see. Not quite. Actually, that makes sense, I think. Because the game mode on that level um, probably loaded at its default. Time to do some reading. Let's see here. What is this? Let's try something else now. From the game instance, let's get our game mode. Should work. Okay, from here we should set default pawn class. Set our reference to Maya and on the game mode itself we have begin play. probably the first thing that we should always do, or assuming this works. Yeah. Override. We'll have to verify this later. Back over here, the first thing we have to do is immediately reference the game instance. Get the game mode reference. I can close most of these. Oh, hey, Positive 3, just saw your comment about the level traveling. Yeah, so pretty simple. I showed it on the beginning of yesterday's stream, but I can quickly show it again because it's not too complex, ultimately. Basically, on our game instance, we have this function, or this custom event here, level travel. We set up our widget, and we have a new spawn location name, and we have our open level, level name. It's a built-in function. I'm sure you're aware of that, where we just input the level name. But what we do here is, depending on the level, because some levels we won't need multiple spawn points, they would just use the player start. For those smaller environments, like the apartment level that I'm going to show, for example, we would just leave this blank. You wouldn't really have to set it. But for a level like this that has many more spawn points, in this example we have 2. I just put on these 2 doors, these 2 arrows, 2 arrow components on this mesh. And basically on the level blueprint, on begin play, we cast to the game instance, grab that new spawn location, and I created some cases for the names that I decided to apply these to. And based on the name that was set, we set the spawn transform to the active transform and the control rotation for the camera, which is how it works. And then depending if it's day or night, it'll spawn you to the different doors. I mean, that's like a weird case, but I mean, that's just for this one example. If you came from a different level, we could use the arrow component on the gate down there, for example. Yeah, it works. Nothing jarring about it. The last thing I wanted was for you to like, when trying to create the illusion of traveling through a world, and then you're always teleporting to the same start location, regardless of what building you're exiting or whatever. That would feel bad. Okay, where was I? I'm looking at this. What I want to know is, can we force the game mode? Get game mode class, get game mode override. Set default pawn class, get default pawn class. Oh no! Okay, get default pawn class. Oh, my headphones are starting to die. I gotta make sure I plug these guys in. Oh, not a problem, Positive 3D. Happy to share and help where I can. Dang. Hmm. It doesn't like that. Well, kinda works. My transform was over there. Hmm. Looks like everything works. Kind of crude. I mean, we want the characters to be in the appearance they're supposed to be in, right? Um, Instead of the defaults. I think I can pull that information from the game mode. Let's see here. Our save to game instance, which includes the attributes, resources, primary stats, visuals. Inventory. I'm not sure what you mean, positive 3D. On the game instance, we have the character visual state saved. That's fine, I see. That's pretty simple actually. So on our NPC, um, oh, right. We would need to grab some logic from Scrap Dance, for example. Take advanced visuals equipment, get visual state. Equip clothing as a class, and from that class we get our material instances. Yeah, basically these. So the character mesh for initialized pose, we won't do that. We set our material to advanced visual equipped clothing defaults. sort of like this, and that would set his clothes if yeah, basically if it's Vance, it would come up here. If it was mine, we would come up there and execute those. Let's just test if this works first. Shoot. Hooray! Set animation. Should be idle. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, Positive 3D, I just read your comment. Yeah, with regards to your last comment, that is correct. So let's test that out. I'll come over here, try and enter this level, and yeah, now it's spawning me here. It should be from here. Not really. Let's head over to that level real quick. Probably the last thing I do on today's stream. I also want to look into updating that tavern mesh. I'll make a note of that. Okay, downtown apartment. Yeah, there's the player start, but sorry about that. Let's take a look at our game instance. Based on the new spawn location, Get game instance. Set actor location. Whoops, no, I want to get a new spawn location. That's what we're looking to get. And from the game instance, we want to set spawn, sorry. Get player character. From here, I would set actor transform. And create switch. And since there's only one, I guess I'll just use default. Well, that's actually nonsensical. Let's just grab this. Okay, that should be cool. Let's test that out. Works. Just our control rotation. Controller. Get control rotation, or set control rotation. And from here we would break. Grab our rotation so it's consistent with our transform. Kind of, actually it's not too messy. It's adequate. Much better. Beautiful. Okay, that works as intended. Yeah, I guess that's a wrap for today's stream. Coming up on the end of the time limit anyways. Let me just check these comments. Yeah, everything looks like it's in order. Thanks everyone for watching. Tomorrow we'll continue working on the Inactive NPC, part 3, I guess. Working on the item, or the transfer of items between characters. Sort of repurposing / modifying the item stash. Actually, probably duplicating and modifying. But we'll see how it goes on the next episode, I guess. Later.